Yo, 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 good morning, Afghani Mafia. Yo, let me know if the music's too loud or not. That will help me out a ton. Morning, morning, morning. Perfect. Alright, good. I like to make sure the sound's perfect because some people are on their phones, some people are on their computers, some people are on a laptop. You know, it's everybody's on a different device, and every different device, of course, has different volume parameters in it. You know. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, you beautiful people? You. I haven't shared it to everybody yet. I just wanted to see who's gonna join straight through that link or join residually. I'm gonna drop it to everybody now. All right, we'll send it out to everybody. All right, links posted everywhere. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You guys can see I have it zoomed out to the daily time frame. You can see where have we been going. We're just still stuck in range. Big message today is just seeing that we are in a range still. Don't forget this so you don't get FOMO. You don't get that feeling of, oh, I need to take a trade today, or oh my god, when it breaks out I need to catch it because it's finally going to move. You know, you don't have to freak out about that. We're in range. Somebody added a really good point today. They said, and the range is getting tighter. Better play levels and be strict. Little wins, in my opinion. And then I replied and I said, 100%. Focus on small wins till we have confidence we are outside of the range on bigger time frames. No need to forget about what the bigger picture is telling us. It's a really good conversation on the trade floor this morning on the trade floor. Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you all. Be sure to share the link around, the stream around to your friends, traders you may know of who also want to just kind of catch different streams or whatever. Again, you guys know how it works in here. We just cover price action. We go over good levels, all that good stuff. I also have a event for tomorrow that I think I'm going to set for a like afternoon or nighttime charting session. So if you guys want to do like an hour, hour and a half stream tomorrow, we can aim for that. Which you guys already earned it. You don't have to get any certain amount of likes. But I want to go over some charts together because I'm still seeing a few people add levels that make literally no sense. So I want to go over some stuff. But yeah, make sure to drop a like on the stream. We need to share the link around. Actually, I forgot to. Whatever. Good morning, Alexis. Good morning, Charlie. What's up, Jay? What's up, Driz? All of you that are in here, though, if you're in here right now, you understand what you're looking at here. I mean, this is the same chart I've been looking at it for weeks now. We have our supply, our demand, demand. We've seen this old demand turn supply. We've seen it be taken as demand. This is kind of what we're short-term consolidating above. At the same time, we're kind of underneath this old supply. You know, but we can't get it back above this, but we can't get below this. These are kind of the main range, again. But we also have some good shorter-term levels we're focused on. Kind of where we popped up to from this gap, and then you can see where once we made that high, we haven't once gotten back over this resistance again. So we're kind of keeping this two areas highlighted here as well. Just kind of keep us secure of, hey, there's sellers here. Hey, there's buyers here. It's like a range inside of a range. But just give me a thumbs up or something if you do understand the bigger time frame level. This is the same one we've been looking at together for, I mean, I say weeks, but it's probably been a couple months now. But give me a thumbs up or something if you do understand the bigger time frame. I'm going to jump down to the smaller time frame. We'll talk about that for a little bit. We'll go through the list. So we have all of our main areas. So I actually don't do this too much, but I did it today or last night. But I left the zone from yesterday's highs up there because I saw it was still intact. I was like, you know what? We'll just leave it there. So I left that there. I did delete the yesterday's demand. I added yesterday's lows demand, so we have that there. If we end up cracking 411.50, we're most likely going down to test one of these three levels down here. If we end up cracking 410, we have to assume that we're most likely going down to test the support of yesterday, the demand of yesterday. So that'd be pretty close to about 409.50, 409 flat. So we'll watch that. It's another about $1 down. About every dollar down is what we're watching every time a new level breaks in this range right now. And that makes sense. That's a really good rule to kind of set for yourself too. Every 50 cents or $1 really does need to be a target for you if you are looking for those open range breakouts or, you know, those moves that go away from their retest. You can't just expect there to be a $10 move. And yeah, these moves do happen, but in a market where you know you're stuck in a range in the bigger time frames, aiming for those dollar targets out isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's a great thing. So don't be scared to take those small moves. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, go back to the beginning of the stream if you want to hear that conversation. But again, you know, kind of going back to hitting those base hits, not really worried about the bigger move right now. You know, nobody in here should really be taking a couple trades and then instantly getting the confidence to go, you know what, I'm going to try and catch a $10 move. You know, it's just not feasible, you know? You know, try to take smaller steps. Go slow. Stop trying to rush yourself so much. But main reasons for all those levels, that was pretty much everything levels-wise. What we're looking at for to the downside, like we said, 411.50. Upside's a little bit hairier. There's a couple different levels you can technically scalp from. If you want to look above the initial breakout level of 412.25, that is your previous day open, and this can be considered a really good breakout level because this is also where they hit. Oh, this is also where, if I could zoom in correctly, where they had as a resistance turned support. You can see later on during the day after they broke under it, got back above it, sat above it, it was a resistance turned support. So a very, very strong area around 412.25 that could be seen as a good short-term level to the upside, also for rejection for more downside. If they do end up popping that, you have to be very careful. Like I said, about every dollar out, but in this scenario it's even closer. It's about 60 cents away. You have a bigger time frame level here, 413 if you want to aim for psychological levels. You have 413.25, 413.65 area, which is again our area of supply that we cannot get past in the smaller time frame. So this would be your main area if you ended up breaking this, but you do have to understand there's a level in between. So that's why I have that out in there. So that's the game plan that's the game plan for both sides really for today. Again, for bigger and smaller time frame. Give me a thumbs up though if you guys understand what we're looking at for on the bigger and the smaller time frame now. We've now gone over bigger and smaller. I'm going to go through a couple of the equities real quick. We'll go through the sectors and everything. And then by that time, the market should be opening. But feel free to take a look at this list. It's just, again, some just short-term initial levels you can look out for. Of course, you can always make them a little bit better. But Apple, same reason, though. But I'm going to go to the sectors first. I really like going over these more. I need to finish them. Let's delete this level. Go to this one. That's cleaned. Actually, we'll leave that because that's still relevant. And you know what? We'll keep that too. Okay. So time axis, I like to add 500 just to get out of the way, but so I can see everything I need to. So in this case, for the XLY chart, your Amazon, Tesla sector, discretionary, Nike, McDonald's, Home Depot, these are also in this sector. You can see we have an area of demand here about between, if you want to mark the actual level, between 146.70 and 147. So about a 30-cent range here where prices built support for buyers to pick up or defend against sellers moving price lower. So if we do end up getting a dip here and holding us support, watch for another bounce off this area for discretionary again. This is another very strong attribute of range trading. You get good moves from seller areas, you get good moves from buyer areas. It just doesn't all happen right at once. So be very careful. But that's what I would watch today for discretionaries to trying to defend that. Let's start with our heaviest sector first, though. XLK. Let's zoom on over to this right here. All right, so we can see our previous day high is right here. So let's add that. Previous day close is pretty similar. We'll do the same thing down here, though. We'll add our area of demand, which is actually about right there. Pretty big area. So if we end up getting a dip, we'll look down towards here. Break above previous day high, of course, could also be seen as a continuation higher. Let's go to our healthcare chart. This one's actually a little funky. Yeah, it's about right here. Again, going from the bottom of the green candle before the reversal to the top of the red candle gives me an area of demand. So I'm marking that, just kind of give myself good awareness, really. If I see that crack, I understand that healthcare is moving lower. If I see at the same time tech trying to build up and hold on top of this, I know that my top two sectors are actually fighting each other. So it's a good thing to kind of keep in mind. So that's what we can look out for more downside or for a defense of that. Upside, we had the previous day open up here. Previous day high is a little bit different here because you could just be like, oh, this is your area of supply, but that's not correct. It's most likely going to be between that high and this. Well, you want to mark your open, but since your level's over here right as well, might as well combine it. You know, what's the point? So there's your supply there. So we'll look towards that. You can also just kind of keep in mind that your previous day close is a little bit before your highs. So if you do end up getting a good buyer move, 132 could be seen as a first area of slowdown. So if you want to keep that mark, be my guest. But that's our second largest sector there. Let's go to healthcare. I mean, financial, sorry, that was healthcare. So it looks like financials have a pretty clean chart today. They have an area of supply. And then if you go from the low of yesterday to that reversal point, it also covers the yesterday's open. Very nice. You can see we have an area of demand here. So we can look in between this area for a buyer move, seller move. If they break above it, we can see buyers are stronger. If they break below it, sellers are stronger. But that's basically, in short, what we're looking at for in financials. Again, JP and Berkby, top two weights in that sector. Comms, this is your Meta, Google, and Netflix sector. There are tons of other sectors in there as well. We left those older levels there from a few days ago. But let's add something here. Zoom in. Go from the high to the open of that green candle. Oops. And sorry if I'm going too fast. I'm just trying to get through this before the market opens. Whoops. And then area of demand. Where did we reverse from? Right here. That's the low of day. So let's get our low to the top of the last red candle. And that gives us an area of demand. Bam. You can also note our previous day open is before the support down here. And our previous day close is kind of in between the range. Kind of like that XLF, XLV chart where the previous day closes in between. This is a good notable in between the range level. So if we see a good break up to this, they reject it. It's not really fair to say, oh, they're going to fall all the way to 59.70s. No, they could fall to 60 right here and hold this support. And then they could build back up again. This could be a short-term range for them. You never know. You know, so keep that in mind. Also, welcome to the channel, Leland. Glad to see you on the board. So that's our comm sector. And the discretionary. We talked about the support. Zoom in a little bit, see if we can get a good supply above our heads. And again, what I'm drawing is just short-term supply and demand. You could go out to bigger time frames. You can go out to further, you know, to the further left side and get better price history. You can get stronger supply and demand zones. What I'm getting is just short-term intraday, day-to-day. That's what intraday is, just today. Day-to-day information. Again, that's all we're grabbing is short-term information. So don't think like once I grab these, I'm leaving these here forever. No, once these are here, they're just here for today and they will be deleted going into the next day. And then we'll redraw them again, just like you guys have seen me do before. But I wanted to make that clear, because I saw a few of you guys asking that the other day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad to have you all. Sorry I wasn't paying attention. I'm just going through the charts real quick. Make sure we're done. Last chart, though, discretionary for sectors. So we do have a previous day high down to a good resistance here. This could be seen as our supply. You could just draw it straight up like this. Actually, you could just go down to that open if you want. Yeah. So these would be how we view them. So now when we go through them, let's do this. Change your time axis back to normal, 50. Apply. Then go to the 1 day 5 minute. So now when we zoom in and we're looking like this, now I can just scroll through them and I have instant positioning awareness of where everything is. You know, so if I see discretionaries down here in the dirt and they're holding 147s, they're building base. I see comms sold off and they're building base above 59.76. I see financials sell off and they're building base above 32. I see healthcare breaking lower, not building base at all. I see tech up here breaking out to the upside. What is SPY most likely doing? It's most likely moving higher because you have tech moving higher, you have other stocks building base, and healthcare is moving lower. So mathematically, SPY should be just by a hair be moving higher off of a support after, you know, a pullback. So it's just good to have good positional awareness, really. And then, of course, on all my other charts, I just have, you know, the usual daily levels from the TA routine, some of the short-term levels from pre-market. And you'll probably notice a lot of levels are starting to line up a lot more on your day-to-day charts, your smaller time frame charts, and that is because of the range trading. You're getting a lot of this range trading action around a lot of levels, so it makes sense that range trading is happening. where a large area of levels are. But that's the vibe for today. Hopefully you guys understand the bigger time frame, smaller time frame, some of the sector awareness that we're doing. Hopefully some of you guys are catching on to the tools so you don't even have to wait for me yourself. You can already have all this done. Yeah, get ready to break some levels. Get ready to break some levels. The person who said that name is Breaking Levels. Good morning, Ace. Good morning, Satch. Good morning, Mel. What's up, Andreas? Good morning, Genesis. What's up, Rambo? What's up, Daffy? What's up, Maxon? Good morning, Chris, Foul, Lona, Michael, Peoples, Jay. Good morning, everybody. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. What time am I doing this afternoon stream tomorrow? Should we do like a, I don't know, like 6 Central Standard Time? Should we do like at night, like a little later? I feel like 6 is a pretty good time. I think that's what we did last time, 5 or 6 Central Standard Time. All right. What's up, Misi? Good morning. What's up, Zeke? 6 p.m. works? All right, I'm probably going to aim for that. So, yeah, I expect a stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. For like an extra charting live stream or whatever. It'll be about an hour, hour and a half. Nothing super, super long, but we'll get a lot of charting done. I'll probably redo a couple of my charts. We'll go through a couple of them again just to kind of, you know, just redo them, really. I know a lot of you guys just kind of like that, just get the rechart of something. Even if it's like AMD or whatever, I don't even care. We can rechart the sector charts even. I know a lot of you guys didn't even know that those had levels on them. Those all really just have monthly TA routine levels on them. And I only did that because I didn't want to have so many levels from the daily that it was overwhelming, or even the weekly. So I have the monthly levels, so when I do see a level, I know that it's a super, super important level. And then, of course, short-term information is really cool, too. But you guys already know that. Stay hydrated, everyone. Love that, Charlie. Thank you for that. Yeah, everyone does need to stay hydrated. Good morning, VC. What's up, Tulip? What's up, Randy? What's up, Keegan? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have about 2 minutes until the market opens. Make sure everybody has some water or something. Yo, Zeke coming in. What's up, Zeke? Leland and Zeke signing up today. Love it. And yeah, guys, again, I have to make this clear because I'm still seeing some people not check it out. Which it's okay, you know, if people don't want to check out the content, whatever. But if you don't know, you know, if you just don't know, that's a problem. Go to the YouTube channel. There's a tab called Membership. If you can type right now in chat and your name is green, you have a YouTube membership with my channel. Whether you signed up or you were gifted one, I don't know. You know, it's either or. I would check it out, though. But go to the Membership section, and then you'll end up seeing all these member videos. You can go through them all. There's a ton. It actually doesn't let me scroll farther. That's crazy, because there's a whole lot more than that. But yeah, tons of videos in here. And yeah, and I'm actually getting ready to start another series soon. I'm getting the scalp trading series made into a big video for the public. instead of releasing it episode by episode like I did for my members. I'm probably just going to end up releasing it in a big 2.5 hour video. But that's still getting edited. That's a long road. Let's get that cash. Good looks, Mel. What's up, Green? What's up, Geo? I was subbed. Had to cancel my card. Just remembered. Green Gang. Hey, I see you. Can you take a look at Upstart? Yesterday it went nuts. I really don't look at tickers like that too much, but I'm always happy to look at whatever, really. Mainly because I feel like people get too hyped into these stocks. They get caught into them from when they were up during these more attractive prices, and then now that they're down here, people start to get too heavy into them, and then I feel like, I don't know, I'm just not into stocks like Upstart. Like, I just don't see the point. Are you trading options on this day to day? Does it have good volume? Does it have good open interest? I'd have to chart this clearly because I don't have it charted. Oh, well, maybe I do. All right, well, I'll chart it anyway. Clearly, I don't have it ready. Yeah, because this just looks like a SPAC. Like, I feel like I'm looking at a SPAC, even though I don't think it is. Or was. I don't think it was. It's just, it feels like that's what I'm looking at, though. Let's get some levels on this. So we'll get that low. Market's open, by the way, but we don't trade the first 10 minutes anyway. But I just wanted to see what's going on here. Just going to go from the recent rally, Jose, which, again, is a decent technique. Be better if we had more price history farther left, but we don't, so tough shit. Alright, add this halfway point. Could probably add another halfway point there. I almost promise you it's like right here where this high is right now. It's probably a really good level in between that range. Previous day high, previous day close. Pre-market low. I'd watch to see if you're looking for some day trades on this. It's decent. Okay, well. Alright, we'll look for a break of 1980s. That's your pre-market low. Secondary confirmation, you can wait to see if you get a break of 1925, another bigger time frame level. Could also be seen as a first target if you take a break under 1980. Upside, it looks like 20.65 needs to be broken to break that previous day high, and then above that they have a bigger time frame level at 21.56. I'd also like to note that 21 psychologically is a good level. So even though I didn't mark it, it is a good level in between that range. I also don't know what time frame you're trading on. Top of the morning, Vampiro. But let me go back to SPY now, though. Market is open, so let me give you attention to that. Let's go to the 1 day 5 minute. Price level tool. Zoom in. Also, who caught yesterday's kind of midday stream, really? It was a quick one, but it was still really good and informational. By Devin, who all caught that one yesterday in the Discord. He ended up catching a trade or two within the chat. He ended up posting it. Then he ended up doing a live review on a stream in the Discord. See, that's why it's good to just be in the Discord even if you're not a member, because you can see streams like that pop up and go join them. Because those aren't scheduled. Those are just going to happen randomly. Daffy does them randomly. D-Touch will do some here and there. Devin. You know, there's tons of guys who could just go in there and do all kinds of great informational breakdowns. Yes, sir. Great info in a very short amount of time. Glad you caught that, Keegan. Because, yeah, I thought it was good, too. I was glad he went in there and broke that down for y'all. Because it's interesting, you know, watching someone buy into a trade and just kind of set a plan and then it work out for them. You know, even though, like, all this junk here kind of made it seem like, oh, man, this is going to be bad. You should just cut your trade type deal. You know, that he ends up getting this good pump and he can just take his profits out of his trade. So it's really cool to see someone make a trade plan, stick to it, and then it work out, even after the craziest of price action. That's really what I was going after. That was on the trade floor, yes. But the channel is called Stock Talk, where he went to go break it down. It's not, trade floor isn't a voice chat. It's just a text channel. He explained it in less than 3 minutes. And it was just really good information on buy the dip reversal. You know, it wasn't the greatest passive buy the dip reversal, but there was decent information here to show you, hey, buyers are possibly trying to take this back up after this really, really nice push down. So that was really cool to see. What do y'all think happens today, though? Do you think we break 411.50s? Do you think we hold this support and go pump up to 413s again? What do y'all think we get here? Morning Creator Trades. Apple popping, a call out Misi. Let's actually go through the sectors real quick. So tech, getting a buyer reaction. Healthcare breaking lower. Financials got a pop to the upside. They're still under a good resistance, but they did pop. So we got, of course, tech and financials moving up higher. Comms struggling, but they are holding support. And discretionary also struggling, still in a potential area of demand where buyers can potentially hold this if they do not break 146.70. So keep an eye on that. What I need to do is set up a sector chart, like go through this and clean this up. And then like on this chart, set up like a quad chart where it has or like a 5 chart that shows all 5 of these, so I can just quickly go back to it, look at them, and then go back to like this chart and be like, all right, let's see what's going on here. Trend day down. We'll see. I stay in trade results, need to flip over to floor. I mean, it's okay for profit. Do whatever you want, man. That's what the chat's for. You know, that's what this chat's for, and that's what I love about this chat. You could be a guy who literally just sits on trade floor all day. You could be a guy who sits in trade ideas all day. You know, Daffy and Noxta, Leland, they've been doing a lot of posts in here. Rambo's been doing a lot of posts in here. You know, trade results. Are you a guy who just loves to read people's trades, mental trades, real trades, paper trades? Do you like to come in here and post your own? You know, it's really do whatever you want. Chart by members. Do you like to just come in here and post as much as you want? You know, there's tons of guys in here who love to just focus on this channel. You know, it's really whatever you want. Or do you just like to come in here and read some of the, you know, manager channels, whether you're looking at mine or you're looking at my friends Callan and Mike and Justin post, or you're coming in here and looking at Jay Bake or Sherman or Leland or you know, any of the great guys in here, the mods that post in here, D-Touch, everybody. You know, it's really whatever you want. And that's just the basic channels. That's not even counting premium. That didn't count lifetime. That's just the basic channels. Mike said, recession canceled until student loan kicks in again. You said, there seems to be a lot more room to the downside. No, I think we are going down. Yes, yes. Instantly from the open, you can kind of see there is a little bit more favorable of a dip to the downside first for a potential retest, kind of like yesterday. But if we don't break 411.50s, you have to assume buyers can step in and can take us back up to this resistance again. So that's kind of the thinking. We're actually like almost perfectly in the middle of these supply and demand from 2 days ago and the demand from yesterday. I heard my name. Morning, everyone. Let's get this bread. Good morning, Sherman. I don't remember saying Jesus, but good morning, man. Loving just sitting in the Discord while I'm at work just to read up and see how the charts and trades line up to mine. Apple breaking out a little bit more. Keep that up. Good move from demand, too. Again, this wasn't just good from yesterday. It was good for a few days now. AMD got a good pop. Tech got a good pop. Nvidia. It looks like Amazon. Tesla kind of getting good pop, not holding it. So XLK, XLY, both getting good moves. It looks like XLC is... Oh, actually, that might be struggling because Meta and Netflix are red. Google's green, so that one's probably a little red. And then you have green on the banks just by a hair. So tech is actually the only one holding green right now. Healthcare, barely holding support. Keep an eye on that to break yesterday low. Banks just rejected that previous day demand, or supply, sorry. Comms are just trading to the right. They're really just getting their footing. I can't really say what direction they're moving. It's kind of the same story for discretionary. They aren't really moving higher or lower. They're just really getting their footing right out of the open. Again, a great reason why we do not trade the first few minutes of the day. We see if we get a flush or not. They do have a good rejection so far of 41220s. Tech sector all by itself, it looks like, though. Man, they are flushing that. That's the low of day so far. See if they can crack 411.50. They just closed that candle perfectly. So first 10 minutes, very indecisive. And you know that because you have a buyer and a seller within the first 10. A nice rule, and I'm sure you guys have heard Devin say this a million times. He says this pretty much every stream. But he has a cool little rule that helps him get into more directional trades, where if he has a red and a green candle touching the 90 MA, he doesn't touch that shit. Especially on the 10 minute. If you have two alternating colors touching the 90 MA, he doesn't have direction. It's until he has multiple in one direction that he's getting into his trades. So it's also just kind of a good thing to kind of set that for yourself, just to kind of put yourself in the right direction. You shouldn't just be grabbing puts right at the open or grabbing calls at the open. You should actually give yourself a little bit of time at the open to get some information out of the market. But I wanted to repeat that because he says that a lot. I feel like not everybody catches on to that. I feel like it's a super strong rule to remember, too. It's not hard to just easily remember that. And yeah, tech, again, really, guys, they're really kind of by themselves. Healthcare potentially breaking and holding lower. We'll see if financials can hold some support. Comms are also trying to hold support. Discretionary also still struggling, but hasn't broken anything significant yet. See if we get some downside at the open here, if we're just going to trade to the right. I have it on the 10 minute right now. Oh, good job, D-Touch. I just saw your post. AMD at 100. Round of applause for AMD, everybody. That is a good rule. Tech makes it hard to want to short. Devin has a really good point made right there. Because, yeah, everything looks really good for a potential drop on SPY itself. But then you go look at your sectors and you look at how strong tech actually is. And you're like, well, hold up. You know, if this was another sector, I probably wouldn't pay as much mind to it. But this is tech. This is the largest, most important sector of SPY, of the market. Hopefully you guys understand the sectors a little bit more after some of these streams you guys have been a part of. If you're new, of course, give yourself some time. Don't freak out if you don't understand everything that's being said. Now, the level we rejected, we're actually trying to get above. On this very next 5-minute candle. You can actually set the, you can set that, Jack. I don't know where you go to set that. But you can actually set that beforehand. You don't have to, like, sit there and, you know, let it change your default. You can default it to a higher quality, which I think mine is now defaulted to a higher quality, and even when it does go off of it, it completely wrecks it and it goes away. Damn, this is a really nice pump, guys. Tech really kicked ass right there. That was really the one thing that kind of kept me from going, you know, complete bearish on everything we were talking about so far. Because, again, financial's still under resistance. They haven't gone anywhere. Comms are building off of support. Discretionary building off support. You know, they didn't break anything yet. They didn't break anything significant yet. So again, just getting short-term buy reactions, and the fact that tech is moving higher is what's helping SPY move higher right now from the open. You just set it to 10.4. Okay. This pump is crazy. Tech is kicking ass. Go through there. So you can see Apple breaking at yesterday's close, breaking 172.50s. We'll see if they can hold over that next higher level. AMD still trying to hold even higher. Just a second ago, their day's high was 40 cents lower. So they popped again. Microsoft got a good pop. Nvidia got a really good pop. Amazon got a really good pop. Tesla struggling. Google got a good pop. That's the strongest comm sector stock out of our top 3 weights. You can see even with Meta's bounce, they're still weaker. But really good bounce from supports. That's so clean to see. It was such a clear picture. Hopefully you guys are seeing the same thing or having that light bulb moment where some of these sectors are actually helping you see what's happening with SPY a little bit more or a little bit faster, because it's super easy to see once you've gone over them enough. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, everybody. I see we have 60 likes, 130 people. Let's try to even that up a little bit. Yo, good job, Devin. He's trading futures off that. But I really do hope the sectors help you out a lot. That's why I even narrowed it down just to 5, just so maybe it helps you out a little more. Tech is so strong. 100% right, Tobias. We'll see if this pump continues or holds. And whoever asked that earlier, they were saying this does look more bearish. And yeah, you know, maybe at this exact moment. But that's again why you heard me go back to the bullish and bearish scenario. You'll never see me sit here and go, oh, this is 100% bearish. Like, yes, but there's also that chance something happens. What's that thing? You know, find that, point it out to yourself. In this scenario, it's, well, if we don't get a break of 411.50, technically buyers could still hold this and push higher. Will they do it all in one candle? I don't know that, you know, like we just saw. But again, it's just good to keep that in mind. You know, don't ever be biased. Point out both sides of the chart to yourself. It's not hard. What's hard is to trade that. Now, analyzing it, updating it, reviewing it yourself, that's something you should be able to do over time. You don't have to be smart. You just have to be disciplined. Go through your routine every day, every single week. Take time to go through this consistently. Tesla's still struggling. That is kind of a cause for concern. But everything else still doing really, really well, tech-wise. Some of the comms are still trying to fight to hold a better position on their charts. You can see discretionary bouncing off demand. They are working towards that higher part of their chart near that previous day supply. Comms also got a good boost off their previous day demand. Didn't quite make it to their previous day close, though. Looks like 90 EMA is where a lot of these are hitting and initially slowing down at. Financial still struggling with previous day high supply. Healthcare also still struggling. They just got a nice little buy reaction. We'll see if they can hold support now. Again, now what you want to look for is that the fact that we failed to make a confident move lower and then we got a buy reaction. The question is now, can we hold off of those lows of that buy reaction on any of these sectors, on any of these charts? That's the question to look for. All right, we'll see if we reject here and pull back down again to just keep us in range for a little longer. I also posted news on my Twitter and in the Discord about what news comes out today. If you're a member, you have a complete update video for yourself, so if you want to go check that out, feel free to. Dan, do SPX gap fill that fast? Yeah. J Blonde, videos of explaining the sectors. I mean, I have a few older ones, but I literally cover them in here every single day. So no, I don't have a video. I'm sure there's videos where I talk about them here and there, break them down just for a few minutes here and there, but I don't have like a video that literally just talks about these for just a few minutes here and there. Because this is something I talk about every day in stream. You know, it's kind of like, why would I make a video if I'm sitting here talking about it every day kind of thing. What's up, Simple? What's up, Tobias? Yeah, Nvidia's kicking ass, bro. See? I thought that was dude bro for a second. Triple Q looking to hit 329 if this momentum continues, bouncing off from an emerging candle way back from January. Good eye, Alexis. Good job. I love looking back at that sometimes too, you know, just seeing like, why is this level here? And then seeing like, oh, it's a level from blah, blah, blah ago. I'm getting real bearish though, not sure why. Maybe I am blank for some violence. Might put a trade on before JPAL. Quick Goog, 30% profit from the watch list. Good looks, Bueller. Good stuff, Alexis. Oh, you took it from Callan's watch list. And I've made that very clear too. Everyone's like, you know, are these people or not? The person, this is like one of the few bots I have in my chat. I don't really believe in having a really big popular thing. Just for some context, for a lot of Discords, it's really easy to make a Discord group because people can just load this up, go buy like, I mean, it costs money, of course, but people could load up like 30 different bots, have a chat, and make it seem like they're super active, when in reality, it's just a bunch of other people posting their content. This is one of the few bots I have in my chat for that exact reason. But I have bots in my chat of people that I work with or people that I've helped grow up to this point. And in these guys' case, they're just my friends. Callan, Mike, Justin, they post. But good job playing Google, though, off that watch list. Because, yeah, my watch list isn't the only one that gets posted. And we're back down to today's open. Back to square one. What do you know? Whoa. I'm going to guess somebody spoke. Dude, what the F is this candle? That is nuts. When you witness high of day 20 minutes into the open. No, I'm not sure about that. But we are getting a nice rejection so far. A lot of large selling coming in. Not crazy volume, but very crazy wick. An instant drop of support, touch of 41070s or 41080, and then instant wick up. That's crazy. It's the Leland bot put candle. Honestly, with how quick that was, I'm not playing off what Leland just said. I'm just saying in general. With how quick that was, it's probably impossible to actually enter and exit a trade within that move. That's probably all just quick snap. It's like a quick dump, quick wick up. Now they're wicking it back up to see if they can hold where they were initially from. So we'll see if we get a break of 411.50 or not. Pretty nasty wick underneath though. Going to assume a Fed speaker is talking right now. But at the same time, guys, don't freak out. Go back to your sectors. What's happening? Tech is still up. They're still holding, watching their 9 EMA on the 5 and 10 minute. If we get a break in the 5, switch to your 10. Healthcare did move away farther from supports, though, so keep an eye on that. Financials also breaking lower down towards support. You got a pretty nasty rejection on comms from the 9 EMA test. Makes sense, though, again. Once you go smack that 9 EMA, you slow down. Sometimes it's a fast rejection. And then you see if you can hold that recent low. And if not, then you'll see a base build. Or if not, then you'll see a fade, which, again, will move the chart lower. Setting a stop loss would have done jack shit right there, Jacob. I'll just let you know that right now. This is actually a really good conversation into Forex. If any of you guys have ever read, or how many of you know about Forex or have read Forex, this is actually a great example of Forex. So the reason foreign exchange funds do not exist in the United States anymore is for this exact reason. These long sell-offs, or these big sell-offs that happen to where you don't have a chance of getting out. That's actually a very big real thing. They're actually, if your stop loss was set here, it would not have been hit. This would have flushed it and you would have probably been triggered down here, not here. Just because you set it here doesn't mean it has to fill there. Just so you know that. Even if it's a limit stop. They could keep you in the trade by surpassing your limit, by making it impossible They can make that work. They can make it impossible for your stop to hit, and you're still in down here. Even if you set your limit up here. That's a very real scenario when you see big sell-offs like that, or big, fat, quick volatility candles like that. That is a very real scenario in which you could be very well screwed. So, honestly, if anything, it's not even about keeping a stop loss set. If anything, it's about sizing correctly. You shouldn't be entering 50% of your account inside of one play, and then something like this happens and it ruins you. You should never ever be coming back to the chat or to your friends or even to yourself and going, you know what, why did I do that? it just wouldn't make sense. Yeah, exactly. And if it does hit, it's going to fill horrendously. It's not going to, that's what I was saying, it's not going to fill up here, it's going to fill down here, like prices right here type thing. Like, it's going to keep moving lower. Like, you're on the momentum of this continuing to fall more. You're going to get the worst fill of your life. But no, it definitely does not always sell at your limit. This is exactly why I don't set stop losses. I think that's the biggest misconception ever. And you can sit there and tell me I'm wrong, or tell me that your brokerage does this or that, but it doesn't matter what brokerage you have. Every brokerage is the same in that aspect. That's just pure supply and demand. All right, now the question remains, we're going to just keep selling off. This is probably going to bring a little bit of fear into the market now. Just because the amount of volume on it, too. Also, look at tech, guys. Tech's still holding above 90, man, the 5 minutes. So keep an eye on that. That's a really good sign that tech is still holding. But what does concern me is that healthcare moved lower. Financials are back to yesterday demand. Comms are back down to where they started. Discretionary is coming back after their first initial strength. So every other sector is weak. Tech's really the only thing holding us up here still. Quick questions, Bueller. So if the overall trend is still bullish on triple Q, can we consider a pullback to retest 326, 325 for possible better risk reward entry? Appreciated. I'd have to go see. As you can see, I don't look at triple Qs as much. I personally see XOK as the more raw, more accurate form of triple Q. And some people might disagree with me, but triple Q has too many weights in it that are not actual tech stocks. I'm sorry to say. If you go through the weights and holdings of triple Q, there's some stocks in here that just don't make sense. So I don't look at triple Q as much, but I'll have to look real quick to see what you're saying. Again, I don't look at triple Qs. But you said, can we consider a possible retest of 326, 325 for a possible better score? Let me see. So just instantly, based off how I see it, I instantly see this as like a good reversal point. So let's mark that. So yeah, 326.80, 327 seems to be a good pullback spot. Could even say 326.75 from this old 3-bar play that just happened. But yeah, this is a good pullback spot. It's kind of in the same seat as XLK. Again, but again, that they should be similar most of the time. As you can see, again, this is popped up, 3-bar played up, and now they pulled back down, but they're still holding above this 3-bar play. They're still holding above the 90-man, the 5-minute, which again, that's, if you hear me talk about XOK, apply that to your triple Q chart. Don't ignore that. You should have already made that connection by now, to be honest. Triple Q and tech, same thing. They're not exact same thing, but they're pretty similar. I just think XOK is a little bit more accurate. Tulip said, I agree, a higher low is forming on the Qs. So Tulip's looking at the Qs, and he agrees with what you're looking at as well, Alexis. So far. Again, anything could change, but so far it seems to be that what you're looking at is what he's also looking at. Based on what Devin just said, he said 30-minute candle about to hit says no one is in control. So he's saying the 30-minute is indecisive. And how do we know that, guys? Because we have the long wicks and we have a smaller body. Again, basically telling us nobody has control. Good call out, Devin. Very, very good piece of information there. Again, guys, tech, healthcare, banks, communications is your Google, Meta, Netflix, and then discretionary. Amazon, Tesla, Nike, Home Depot, McDonald's. Just remember these 5 sectors. We can learn more over time, but for now, focus on those 5. Every day, you guys should be practicing the supply and demand that you've been seeing me draw. Y'all should be practicing that on your own. You should not be waiting for me to do that. Drawing this on your own, practicing it, analyzing it, reviewing it, visualizing candlesticks and price action off of these areas that we're marking together. Do this day in and day out. Add that to your routine. You're marking up a huge portion of the S&P 500 just by looking at these first 5. It wouldn't make sense to ignore it. Another speaker at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so literally right now. Actually been doing that the last couple nights. Good job, Jack. Leading by example. That's what I like to see. I don't understand why more people don't do it, Jack. You know, as many times as y'all see me do it on stream, y'all should be doing this, you know, as a practice day in, day out. And it's not, you know, it's not even for me, you know, it's for you. It's just really good to be aware. You know, so if you're going to be day trading or scalping, it makes sense to go mark up those sector charts, even just short term every single day or in the morning. So the next day or you know, whenever you do it later on, you don't have to do it. You're just focused on ready to trade. You understand what's in front of you. It's just to help you out for information, to be aware. Exactly like Tobias said, do the work. Because I'll have people come message me in chat and they'll be like, you know, I'm struggling to grow, like I'm trying really hard, and that's great. I'm so happy for them, you know. And those are the people I'm willing to help and fight for, because those are the people that want to work hard. But if I ask you, hey, what sectors do you look at or what charts do you look at, and you can't even answer me that already proves to me you don't take time to look at this stuff yourself. You don't take the time to build a routine like I've been preaching to you guys, to follow up with that routine every day, every week, every month. You know, adjusting your trade log, adjusting your trade reviews, anything, visualizing, mentally trading. These are things you can add to your daily routine to help you out in some. And you might think like, oh, that only helps out for getting better at real trading or this or that. But no, it's good for so many different things. If you're working on your routine and you think it's just helping out with your charting, it's not. It's helping out with so much more. It's helping out with your discipline. It's helping out with your organization, your planning. It's helping out with so many other things. So yeah, guys, definitely take advantage of the routine, going through it all, doing it yourself. Hold yourself accountable too if you want, you know, go into the chat, post it. Hey guys, this is the sector chart for today based on the re-updated levels from yesterday to today, you know, just adding that stuff and moving forward. But yeah, drop a like on the stream, guys, if some of you guys are enjoying some of the tips, some of the levels. I do get pissed when Bueller, his level is like 8 cents off and his one hits perfectly. Am I wrong to see bear flag on the 1 minute? No, you are not wrong. In a sense, this is kind of a bear flag. You have a break to the downside. We didn't really break anything. That's really my thing. So even if it is a bear flag, it doesn't matter. A hold under 411.50s needs to happen for sellers to step in further. And if not, then we're probably going to get a slow, ugly base build here. So kind of keeping that in mind. But no, you're not crazy for thinking that. I could see exactly what you're looking out for there. I will add something if any of you are super bearish. Check the wick on the daily time frame. It's not even about being bullish or bearish right now, too. My whole point, too, is like you shouldn't be anything. You know, if you just look at the daily time frame, what's going on? It looks like a lot of really indecisive candles, regardless of them holding a support, building higher lows, or building lower highs and squeezing. It doesn't matter. You know, we aren't bullish or bearish. We're essentially nothing right now. We're indecisive, and this is the third emotion people always forget about. But yeah, pretty crazy looking last few days. Especially when you just kind of zoom in like that, you see the pop off with the bullish kicker, and then since then we've basically done nothing. But a couple nice pops, couple nice drops, but nothing that's held. Sideways, exactly. Which is great. Again, I think people down that stuff too much, like, oh great, more sideways, we love that. It's like, you need that. I don't care if you like it or not. You need consolidation for these bigger moves to the up or downside. By the way, Josh, enjoyed your 3 SPX trade video. Thank you, man. I'm glad you did. I got nervous with you on the third trade. You were riding the emotional train with me. Yeah, man, that was a little crazy. I still remember that trade. I was thinking about that one yesterday. Yeah, that one, that was a little wild. I can actually go back to it on here and see it again. I need to go add my other one. I forgot. Yeah, this one. This one was crazy. It was like, you're screwed. And then within like 10 minutes, like, never mind. I liked it though. I liked the lower high that it had. But I'm glad you liked that video, man. I worked really hard on that. It took me kind of a lot of time on that video. Probably more than it should have. Because of the amount of organization I have to do for those timestamps and the, you know, recording it and then having like one of them be for this trade, one for this trade, one for that trade. Remembering the trades to them. I try not to go back and make up anything. I try to, if I ever go back or don't have a live recording of the trade, I try my best to not sound like Captain Hindsight, because that is such an easy thing to do that I think people don't think about as much. Like, every time you Captain Hindsight yourself, you're basically screwing yourself, because you're not... how do I word this? By being Captain Hindsight on yourself, you're telling yourself things that are literally impossible. You know, you're telling yourself things that you literally would never know before, you know, the outcome of your trade comes. You know, if that makes sense. So it's kind of not helpful to tell yourself like, oh, why didn't I just hold here? Or why didn't I just sell here? It's like, why didn't you? You know, it's because you didn't know the future. You don't have a DeLorean. You can't drive into the future and see, hey, look, this is what price action's about to do. So what can we do? We can be real with ourselves. Tell ourselves, all right, well, next time if I see, you know, let's say I get into a call above a break of 411.50, it holds and everything, and I'm in. You know, what should my plan be? Well, if it breaks under that, I should be out of that play, you know, essentially, right? So even just small stuff like that can add into a better trade plan. Giving yourself reasoning for every step of the way. You shouldn't just be marking something for no reason. Tell yourself, why am I marking this? Tell yourself, why do I like this? What's a good level that breaks for stops? What's a good level that pushes for a target? Indubitably. Good job, by the way, guys. I saw a ton of you guys yesterday posting trade results channel. It's not even the gains that get me. I'm really just happy to see people posting every day. You have a DeLorean for real? You're lying. If you owned a DeLorean, I feel like you would have spelled DeLorean right. I wish you did have a DeLorean, though. I hope you end up getting 50 DeLoreans. Did you see they have that, it's like an EV DeLorean? See if I can find it. Oh, never mind. I don't know why I just didn't type in DeLorean. That's the name of the company. But this is the EV DeLorean. It came out a little bit ago. Like to reserve. I don't know if they're actually out or on the road or anything yet. But they do look sick. I won't lie. The wheels are a little tacky. I don't know if I like them or not. They're kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't know. But the car design itself actually does look kind of slick. And the doors, of course, are kind of cool. Top speed, that could be better. Not bad though. Battery 100 plus, range 300 plus. We've seen worse. Have I traded USO before? I think I have, but not enough to know anything about it. And yeah, spy flushing. Like, know anything about it as in, like, what are the benefits of trading USO? I have traded the options trade before, yes. Could we get to 410.50? Yeah. Yeah, where's Mel at? I gotta get in this picture. Yeah, I like what Noxa just said. Now maybe we get a lead test. Yeah, maybe. I would not be surprised to move lower now, though. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if we move lower just because of the amount of fear that this candle brought. Sorry, I zoomed in like a weirdo. The amount of fear that this candle brought, I just didn't think they were strong enough to close it there yet. You know, they didn't want everyone joining in on the shorting, so they had to give us a little bit of indecision and then flush us one more time. So what you're seeing is probably profit taking on a lot more of the positions that were stuck here, bigger money wise, but a lot of smaller money probably got trapped right there, thinking, oh, we're not closing under yet, or oh crap, we're not done yet. You know, so I feel like that's what we just witnessed. Let me know if y'all agree or not. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think that all of that was. That's what that felt like, though. Regardless of catalyst or news or speakers coming out, price action wise, that's what that felt like. Rising volume, guys. I should flush this down to 410.50 here. Very, very close. We're about 25 cents off. 20 cents off. Ooh, good stuff, Mel. Good stuff, Sherman. That thing is sick. What do you like about it, Alexis? Do you look at it a whole lot? I just haven't looked at it enough. I really, I got into watching oil futures way more than I got into watching USO, so I'm sure it wouldn't be much of a, you know, like learning curve for me, because I've already looked at something similar to it enough. Pretty interesting chart though. I have been watching this base build, as you can see, this low to this top of that red candle for demand. Where we came down to this last time was to hold there, holding a higher low. So we could be potentially building a good bullish base building move here. I know it doesn't look like that yet, but it does look really good on the daily time frame though. Also, if I just go to, like, let's go to a new chart. Actually, that covers it perfectly. That covers the exact demand I was wanting to show you. But that's the old demand that couldn't hold. You could see we broke under it, rejected, pushed back above it, pushed under it again, but they're still fighting it. You know, even though they closed under it once and got the retest, they still haven't gotten a good move to pull away from it after a retest. And you can see the same thing happen here. Got under it, failed to even retest it. They couldn't even do the retest. You know, so potentially 69, I know, nice, weird number to say out loud. 69 could potentially be a good short-term low for oil. You could actually be seeing oil move back up to the mid 70s, low 80s over the next couple weeks, possibly, as long as this 69, lower 60s area ends up holding. But I wanted to point that out because I thought that was pretty interesting. If they are losing this as support and they are building this as a lower high, you are interpreting this as a potential move lower, they're going to have to take out lower 60s to move this down below 60. So, again, they need to take out this recent low to make it down to 60. They have to break 60 to make it down to lower levels, is essentially what I'm saying. For oil. Again, that's the daily time frame. Alright, guys. Well, it looks like they are chilling at around that 1450. I'm going to repost this chart for the chat. And the bot. I wouldn't be surprised to get a buy reaction, but nothing too crazy. Again, anytime you get a good rally to the upside or a good quick sell-off to the downside, a really good rule of thumb is after you get out of your position or after a big move happens, to start expecting, once you get near a good support, to go retest your 9 EMAs. Now, that could be a combination of going up to just the 5-minute 9 EMA and pulling down further. That could be a combination of going up to the 5, consolidating, going up to the 10-minute 9 EMA, consolidating. You know, these are a couple variations to start getting used to looking out for after bigger moves to the up or the downside. Just a good rule of thumb. Y'all would freak out if y'all saw my last 5 trades on SPX. I'm gonna send it into the trade floor. Y'all gotta check this out. This is crazy. The numbers are wild. Would you take lead test from that wick over the 90 EMA or just the meat of the candle? Sorry, I was actually about to go draw it. I just was reading chat. I'd probably go from here to here, low of that red candle before they pop up. And then honestly, you could go down to the 1 or 3 minute and catch a better scalp opportunity. But yeah, between here is sufficient. Oh, hold up. You actually had one here too. If you go from here to where they popped up from here, They actually rejected the 50 here as well. I just didn't think it was significant enough because it was literally right at the open. So if I see the open right there, I don't really care about drawing the lead test because I see this is significant enough. That's another thing too, is levels. You know, don't ignore your levels. You took that trade from that first one? You're nuts. Round of applause, Creator Trades. Mel. Good stuff, dude. Oh, good stuff, Chef B. Just banked on the Tesla green candle, was watching yesterday's low. Great job, Chef. Love that. Good job looking at that yesterday low. Great positioning. Could be seen as good base building for good moves up. Could be used for flushes to the downside. Great job. Not being biased and looking out for either. Why do you trade SPX instead of SPY again? I just like how SPX moves. The premium, it moves a lot more for quick scalps. It's very awesome. But I think SPY is a great thing to start on for anybody who does want to get into SPX because it doesn't, the premium doesn't move as much. You know, my 20% might be $100. Your 20% might be like, you know, 15, 20 bucks, you know, so it might be a little bit different for day trade, scalp, stuff like that. For swings, I do not touch SPX at all. If you're going to swing, you should probably just stick to SPY. SPX, in my opinion, you should not swing. But for scalp day trades, I just like how much the premium moves on SPX, but you can essentially just watch SPY for SPX, or you could just go to watching SPX. It's really whatever you want. I personally just like looking at SPY when I trade SPX, so I don't have to worry about switching over to the charts. But I've also done trades where I've looked at SPX in the 15-minute, hourly, stuff like that, along with Leland strategy, of course. So it's really just personal preference, really. Find what you like and then stick to it. SPY slows down so much after playing SPX. Dude, it is. SPY is so slow. And I don't mean that in a sense of like it's actually slow, like, but after you've traded SPX and you go back to SPY, it's like, what the heck? It's like BK, have it your way, exactly. Oh, get that song out of my head. BK, have it your way. 0 DTE SPX is so nice. You can lose everything in a second, but damn, you can print on that. Yeah, I know it, and that's the whole point, is risk management. You shouldn't be putting money in these trades that if you lost, you would be down, or you would feel really bad, or it would ruin your account. Like, it shouldn't affect you, essentially. Oh, everyone hates that song, but everyone's forced to remember that song. Me and my friends always laugh at that song because it would always come on during the Texans season, and our football team sucks, but we have to be fans of them regardless. And every time we would get completely destroyed, like, you know, whatever, we would just hear this song come on like 30 times during the game. So it's just, it's like a funny PTSD type joke. Yeah, the NFL brainwashed the United States with the BK song. That is for damn sure. Now, you got to give Burger King a little bit of recognition or credit there, though. That is some effective-ass marketing, because that song is so catchy. Is it good? Probably not. Is it catchy? Yes. Definitely can't say it isn't. So, effective marketing by Burger King. Yeah, NBA's definitely got it. There was another one a long time ago. I can't remember the name or even the song that they were singing, but it was about ice cream. Chocolate. I don't even remember. It was like Sunday. Yeah, I can't even begin to try to do the song. It was so dumb. The BK songs got me lost. Going out of business? Damn. Yes, this is the lead test area for SPY, David. If you want to go down to the 1 minute for a cleaner entry, you can. This is where a lot of you guys can get those initial lower highs from. Seeing it touch there, seeing it reject under it, that could be a good initial entry. If you want to jump out to the 3 minute for a slower, more passive entry that could lead to a larger move, definitely can look out for that. But no matter what, anytime you play anything against a lead test area, you need to keep your stop slowly or slightly above where you're entering. And then 2, your first main target needs to be that recent low, because you don't know that price is going to move lower. So most profits need to be taken at that first low, and then you can leave runners towards whatever other targets you have. And if you guys don't know what you're talking about, I would watch the Lee Test playlist. It's an awesome playlist Leland himself made. See you later, Tobias. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate the convo. Chicken fries are pretty good. I do like when they had the spicy hot fries or whatever. Those were pretty good. And yeah, let me see this Tesla chart. You guys keep saying Tesla. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that accuracy. I was 5 cents off. That's the previous, or that's the two day ago demand that we talked about. Oh, no, it isn't. It's from the bigger time frame. But either way, we had that highlighted from yesterday. I didn't delete it because I was like, you know what? This is pretty significant. We didn't break it. I might as well just leave it. And I'm glad I did, because look, tested it again. What a bad one. No, if you eat at Burger King, you are different. No, yeah, I know. Definitely don't take what I said as me supporting Burger King. Please. That was actually one of the few places when I used to be in plumbing. It was kind of depressing, but every day it was either bring your own food that is impossible to keep, you know, in a perfect form, so when it actually is lunchtime, you can eat it correctly. So a lot of the time we would eat out, or I would just skip lunch. But a lot of the time, you had to choose between a shitty fast food restaurant, and no matter what, I would try to skip Burger King. You know, if I could dodge Burger King every lunch day, it was mission accomplished. Wendy's was a dub. I mean, I guess I'll accept McDonald's. You know, not really the greatest thing, but I guess I'll accept it. Taco Bell, all right. Kind of a pain in the ass to eat Taco Bell when you're at work. But yeah, Burger King. Ugh, man. I cannot stand Burger King. Every Burger King is connected to a gas station. To be fair, there is a couple nice ones around here that aren't connected to a gas station, but no, yeah. Any fast food restaurant connected to a gas station is already kind of a minus. But it does feel like Burger King is more of those. It's like McDonald's and Burger King. I don't know if I've seen a Wendy's in a gas station before. Wendy's is the best, dude. Spicy nugs. All these other, you know, like McDonald's and all these other places, they come out with spicy nuggets like, you know, like it's seasonal. Wendy's is out here keeping it out here almost year round. Yeah, you don't need to trade anymore, Mel. But you can still watch the charts, man. Just don't feel that need to jump into the chart. Right now is a really good, crucial time for practice for you, Mel, because right now you're at a time where it's like you've already made big ass gains. You don't need to take another trade, but you could still effectively learn. So do your best to not take another trade. See how long you can go and try to watch these charts a little bit. I know you have a busy day or a not busy day, whatever it is. Don't sit here and just stare at charts all day. Four for 4 Wendy's. Here in Pennsylvania, gas station food is everywhere. Dude, that sucks. Pennsylvania's like Texas, then. They do have really good limited. Exactly, Mel, just looking. And you know me, I'm not judging you or telling you what to do. You could still do whatever the hell you want. You know, who am I to tell you what to do, Mel? But you know me, I'm just looking out for you. I do care about you. It's not even that, like, I want to see you make money. No, I just want to see you do well. I want to see you understand what's going on in front of you. It's not even about making money. And Devin pointing out another 30-minute candle to us, saying that another very indecisive. And he is correct, guys. Look at that. 2 of those in a row. And we're 2 minutes away. Less than 2 minutes, actually. Great call out by nerdy_bicep. Wrench emoji. In New York City, it's 4 for $14. Jesus. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, everybody. It helps out the channel a lot. Let's try to get 100. Remember, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be doing an afternoon or nighttime stream, whatever time that is for you. So be on the lookout for that. That's again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. $83rd like, I appreciate you, Sinful. Baconator on top. Devin mentions the 30-minute doji and it turns green within the last minute and a half of that candle. You got served, yo. Thank you. I'm in Amazon right now. Are you trading today? Oh, my bad. You're talking to Jack. Apparently, I was 64 like just now. Get it together, you two. Not bad volume. Not bad volume. Volume 2 million. Triple Baconator is the macro king. Satch said, what are these candles today, bro? John, it's actually hilarious that you're asking me that now. So check this out. Go to, was it here? Yeah, here it is. So go to trade results channel, go to the pinned messages, the little pinned icon. Looks like that. Pinned. Click that. And then go to the latest one. It's the latest one. Watch this video. It's a silent video. There's no commentary. But it shows you exactly what you just asked. This shows you exactly what you should be looking out for like when we do our same days. This just gives you kind of a good breakdown. But I think that'll also kind of like open up your mind a little bit to how you should be looking at these contracts. And then two, BB Bootcamp. Go to BB Bootcamp. Go to the very, very top quiz. This will give you kind of the math of everything. And don't feel weird if one there's a bugged one in here. So one of the questions are actually wrong. But this gives you a really good breakdown into like the math behind everything and how you can think about it all. So if you want to really open up your mind, jump into that as well. But I would watch that silent video first that Leland posted. It's a very good breakdown. Jesus, Misi. This is why I have trust issues with Spy. This is one of those days where looking at the bigger time frame is definitely giving you the advantage. Like Devin has pointed out twice now, we have two indecisive candles. So what can you assume today is going to be? Pretty annoying. Annoying, choppy, sideways, hard to trade, lower probability for success. I mean, we can name it whatever we want. Speaker magic, exactly. I actually posted something on that this week. I talked about how many speakers there were, but then I posted this meme. Let me go find it. Yeah, here it is. By the way, Spy's fading back off again. But here's all the speakers for this week. We have 14 Fed members speaking in 5 days, with each of these Fed members set to present different views. Because all these guys, some days they're saying they're bullish, some days they're saying they're bearish, some days they're saying they just don't know, some days they say they just can't give you any information, and then the next day they'll tell you the opposite to cover their bases. You know, it's It throws you off. Now, the Fed as a whole, though, has been telling us the truth. When they come out with these meetings and they tell us what to expect, those have been great to take away from. Now, the speakers themselves, probably not so much helpful individually. But thought this was interesting. The Fed has become the source of inflation and volatility. This is the exact opposite of the reason the Fed was created. You know, it just kind of puts it in perspective just how many speakers we have. No speaker wants to be left behind. That's a good way of putting it. Devin, if this becomes a 3-bar playoff freak out, if they hold this area right here, that'd be pretty impressive. I need you Dylan's hiccup trick. Mayonnaise. 3 more likes, guys, and we're at 100. 3 more. And you know I keep it popping like a major. Oh, Bugs, please don't ask. It's such a stupid conversation. I always call him dumb, but he's one of my friends, Dylan. Apparently he has this stupid story. It's kind of an inside joke, but he has this really stupid story. I always tell him how just bad I think this story is. But he had a story apparently that he was like hiccuping in class or something, and one of his teachers stopped him and said, "Hey, try this trick out." Apparently, if you say the word mayonnaise in that exact way, it opens up something inside of your like throat or your lungs or something in some way, shape, or form, in some direction it's some weird ass timing with something on the inside of your body. And apparently, if you're hiccuping or burping a lot or something, and you say mayonnaise in that exact same way, apparently they just magically disappear. And so far, it has been working for me. But I don't know if that's just coincidence or like some new like psychological attack I'm now accepting because I'm like so like devoured by this mayonnaise trick or whatever. I've heard all kinds of tricks though, like, yo, what the heck did I just read? The real hiccup cure is drinking water through a paper towel. So like drowning myself. What do they call that in the military? Waterlogging or something? Waterboarding, there you go. Yeah, see, you all knew the name. The real trick is putting... Oh my god, Leland. I instantly was thinking about what you said, and I was like, wait a minute, wouldn't that feel like you're drowning? But that's the joke behind mayonnaise and Dylan's dumb little teacher or whatever. But it works. I call it dumb, but it works. It just doesn't make sense to me is why I call it dumb. Like, it just doesn't make sense why that works. I don't want to know why that makes sense either. It just makes sense. It works, though. Try it. Next time you get the hiccups, man, say it. It's crazy. I used to call him out on it, but then it actually started working and I had to shut up. Okay, so we're getting some slowdowns on a lot of charts that are pretty similar, actually. NVIDIA has a double top. Microsoft has a lower high so far. AMD, again, just slowing down. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the top. We don't know yet. You can see just how much of an impressive pump that is. And Apple has already been slowing down. They move lower off of a lower high. So tech themselves have actually slowed down pretty significantly, guys. And if you remember back to this morning, that was the main thing pumping us this morning. So if they've slowed down and we start to break supports or reject supports on other sectors, we have to assume some downside is still in play here. There's possibly a lot more downside still in play. And you can see what kind of price action they're giving us. They gave you guys a potential lead test. They instantly screwed it. They gave you guys a potential hold of support. They instantly screwed it on this candle. You know, so they're not giving anybody easy trades today. They are hitting all kinds of wide moves to farther out levels to screw any kind of closer range trade right now.
So they're definitely trying to keep us in range on bigger time frames still. I would assume after about an hour and 8 minutes we have this amount of information. I mean, that makes sense to me. If anybody else has any other ideas on what today's price action is doing, go ahead and let us know. But that is what's happening so far. Bigger time frame, of course, still in range. And thank you guys. I just noticed we got over 100 likes. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I try not to do too many of these solo streams, but they are pretty nice. I feel like I'm a little bit more energetic, or I feel like I can spit out more updates a little bit more in a row. Tomorrow, though, I'll have Devin and Shermie in here, or whoever else in here. And then Wednesday, for the afternoon stream, do you guys want me to bring anybody in here just to kind of have background commentary, or do you guys just want me to do me and just kind of chart for about an hour, hour and a half? Or do you guys want somebody else to join in with me? He said you don't have enough. I knew someone would say Leland. Now, you spelled his name right, Afghani, the first time. That's actually how you spell it. Lelab. Lelab. Could you get, like, someone famous? Yeah, let me try. Let me just call up Grant Cardone real quick. You are all I need. Love you too, Byron. I would rather eat a... Okay. I'm not reading the rest of that out loud, but I'll accept it. Healthcare slowly losing that old demand as supply now. Financials in bottom of demand, see if they lose that or not. Just seeing basing on comms above demand. Really good reaction from discretionary. They've gone up and pretty much done everything they could to hit supply from demand. So that's a really good push. Good job, Tesla and Amazon. And tech still holding. So two main sectors still holding. We got healthcare struggling. Financials are struggling, but they haven't lost anything yet. And comms also struggling, but again, holding support. Kind of similar to financials. Haven't lost anything yet. So just a struggling, slow red day so far. No, I'd never have Grant Cardone on here. I don't care how smart someone is with money. That dude's a scam. Cardone would just take over and ruin the stream. He just starts trying to sell you 10x courses the whole time he's here. What's up, Grant? How you doing? Nothing, man. I'm here to sell all my 10x courses. I can't even do a Grant Cardone voice. Yo, I'll give him this, though. He can sell the shit out of anything. Yeah, Grant Cardone was in that Twitter space, and I heard nothing but bad things. Dude literally just joined to market himself. Doesn't actually know anybody in those spaces. Sell me this pin. But don't look for me to... I'm probably not going to be partnering up with many other content creators or other traders. It's just after how much drama has been going on with how many people I have partnered up or working with, I'm just tired of dealing with it. So moving forward, I'm just going to focus on me and my traders. Of course, people like Devin, Leland, J-Bake, people like this will always be around because they're from my group. I don't have to worry about them. I know who the kind of people they are. I can defend them, you know, but all these other traders, all these other groups, I can't defend them or the actions they go with. You know, I can't do all that shit, so I'm just done with that. Exactly, a drama-free zone. And again, I've never really been one to kick the can on somebody, you know, regardless of what happened with Keanu or what happened with, you know, even the Atlas trading guys or anything else before that around any other traders or other drama, other people who've joined our group and tried to hate or bring drama in here. You know, it really doesn't matter if they're right or wrong in my eyes. It really doesn't. What matters is that it does bring drama. It does bring unneeded conversation. You know, when reality, let's just focus on the markets. That's what we're here for to begin with, right? So why are we bringing any attention to these other outside conversations that don't matter? You know, that's my point. It's not even about if someone's in the right or in the wrong. It's really just about, let's just focus on the market, guys. That's what we're here for, right? That's what brought us together. Not these random drama, you know, weird conversations, you know? Damn, you don't count Mel. But I just wanted to say that because there's a lot of drama around a lot of communities, and I'm just tired of it. So you're not going to be seeing me work with other traders or groups anymore. I'm just done with that shit. You guys are just too damn important to me to continuously go through these pointless conversations or just pointless drama with other groups and other leaders and group owners and shit like that. It just doesn't mix in well. So we're gonna steer clear of that shit. No longer selling courses through other groups, no longer doing streams through other groups. If you are in my streams, you're here from my Twitter, from my bot, or from my Discord. You're not here through other people. So, yeah, moving forward, it's just me, guys. Just me, you, and everybody else in chat. I'm proud of it. So we might have a smaller audience, but honestly, it might be more optimized that way. So I can't wait to see what kind of amazing growth we have between me, some of the leaders in chat, some of the members in chat. I mean, you guys have already seeing it, you know, just over the past couple of months, you know, we've added people like Mel, we've gotten Boo Rock, Sand Dollar, we got Rambo, you know, there's just so many people in here that I could talk about this for hours, you know, how many people are in here now. So it's just so much fun going into chat and seeing all of you guys in there, because all of you guys kick so much ass, work so hard. We're not really here about, it's not really about the money in here. It really is about helping each other out, focusing on what's important, what methods to follow, keeping each other on the routine. You know, every time you stray away from the path, it is so hard to stay on that shit. But it is so easy to do if you have a chat like us in the, you know, there to back you up. Hey, oh, you're struggling? Okay, well, let's see. What are you working on? What are you doing? You know, talk out loud, engage. The more you engage, the more you're going to grow. And if you're not one of those types that don't want to engage, that's totally fine as well. You don't have to reach out. Be comfortable. That is literally the most important thing. You'll never hear me explain anything else. Be comfortable. Don't engage if you don't feel comfortable. Don't push yourself that you don't, when you don't feel like you want to, you know, don't. There's no rush. That is the one thing you have. Amen and amen. I left two communities with drama, so distracting. It is, and it's not even like if they're right or wrong. It's not even that. Like you could have complete love for these people who are causing this drama. It's not even about that. It's literally just because it's drama. It's like, dude, I don't even want to deal with this. Yeah, it's not even about if you're right or wrong. Life is way too short to be worrying about other people's issues. Exactly, dude. That is my exact. That's probably the best way you could put it. KT7, good job. Jack is pretty. Yeah, he's all right. Jack's all right. I don't work here as I am lazy. All I do is waiting. Preach, Jazz. Josh, what SPY price actually communicating at the moment? Honestly, just really indecisive. I really like what Devin said. He's continuously said today to check the 30-minute time frame, and if you do, look at the first 2 minute, the first 2 minute candles, the first two 30-minute candles. What do they tell us? Long wicks, small bodies. We're pretty indecisive. We're holding support, so I will give it that, but we're indecisive. So most likely you're not going to get a good one-directional move for a little bit today. And if you do, it's not going to be something you can completely trust because of the first price action in the first hour, sorry. Like speaking like I'm Yoda. I'm like speaking middle, backwards, forwards. But I really like that Devin brought that up because that really does kind of display the picture of what the chart's telling us today. It's really hard to see that on a smaller time frame right now because right now you just see it as up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, and you might look at it in a biased way and go, oh, well, it's holding lower highs, it's bearish, or oh, look, it's holding higher lows, it's bullish. It's actually doing both, and it's very indecisive. So I honestly would say probably steer clear from a trade right now until you see I do like this low. It's a higher low that's being built, even though it's been very in an ugly fashion trying to hold this area we highlighted the lead test. If they can hold on top of this, that's a very, very good sign for a potential move higher. But again, like I said, kind of hard to trust until you pass that angle that we've been, kind of staying under all day. Which that's not even the strongest trend line either. That was just made, what, 5, 10, 15 minutes ago? So it's not even the strongest trend line either. I honestly steer clear away from this price action is what I'm saying. And honestly, if you really want to read the price action best, is watch the daily. I genuinely do like this daily time frame chart. Again, if you want this link, I can drop it in the YouTube channel real quick. There you go, in case you don't already have it. But I think it's interesting what this chart is telling us. Again, just the monthly levels, the supply and demand, short-term levels here that I had from the ranging video I did for the members, and then a couple levels we all did on stream together. We've literally done all these levels on stream together. I haven't drawn anything without you guys. But what I think is interesting is that after we hit this low, made this low again and held it here, it does kind of make it significant that this is where we're holding as a low. So at least we have that in store. We know supply is up here. So we know that this is a good short-term range to keep in mind. Now it's like reading the information within that range, right? So what do we have here? We have a double bottom. We got a good bullish kicker. So essentially we should be pretty bullish as long as we hold this support is how I read this chart. You should be seeing good buyer moves pop off this until it breaks. And until we see a good break under this, you should be seeing continuous buyer moves pop up off this, for however long, and vice versa. You should be seeing sellers take control in this area or this area until we get a good close over it. So that's kind of what we're stuck in right now. And these are what can be some of the most annoying markets for newer traders because this isn't something that everyone is so used to yet. You're used to playing to the upside, playing to the downside, focusing on a direction. Going sideways isn't really an easy direction to follow. So it doesn't just piss off a lot of people. It really does deteriorate a lot of people. It breaks people down because it makes you start thinking you're crazy. You start looking at this left and right going, man, I can't make a single trade. I'm just not good anymore. It makes you question yourself. So what are things we can do to kind of steer clear of these problems? Trading light, trading less. These are things I've been talking about with you guys for months now because these are amazing techniques when approaching more volatile or more indecisive markets. It's not even about the market's harder. Oh, I can't trade this. Like, no, just trade lighter. And if there's a chance, just don't trade at all. What's the point of pressing it, right? Until we get a more favorable setup, until we've seen the bigger time frame break out of that range and give us a more favorable direction, right? And if that takes weeks, then it takes weeks. We can't sit here and complain about it. Nothing we can do about it. I don't have you and me do not have control of when and where this moves and how it moves. Real quick though, I'm gonna go grab some water. Don't leave. Drop a like on the stream. Drop your favorite ticker while I'm away. I'll come back and I'll see what's everyone's favorite ticker. What's y'all's favorite sector? If y'all want to answer that. All right, I'm back. Of course, Dollar Tree is what you typed. Tesla, not a bad choice. Take a Hail Mary on Leland's favorite ticker. Yeah, SPX. VIX, right? Let's just go with it. It's funny because, like, all day yesterday I saw him post. He DM'd me. I saw him posted in chat, too. But he was like, here's my favorite chart, guys. It's VIX. And then he's like, or is this SPX? It's kind of hard to tell with how price action looks lately, blah, blah, blah. I thought that was pretty good because they did look alike. And they are rejecting this potential Lee test area again. SPY's your favorite. Amazon's your favorite. AMD's your favorite. AMD. AMD's a really good one. If AMD's your favorite, that's a very, very good choice because it has a really good options chain. It's it's full of volume. You don't have to worry about getting in, getting out. I feel like it has good effective cost to the movement. You know, how much you can make on a possible contract, and the price action. It's clean. It's super clean. The levels are not hard to grab. They're very clean looking. So AMD is actually one of the great ones, in my opinion, to have as your favorite for both swing or day trading, or even just to watch. You know, it's not the biggest of weights, but it is an amazing ticker to watch. So I feel like AMD is a really, really good one to practice. To kind of put you into other tickers or to kind of expand the horizons on your knowledge of price action. I feel like AMD is a great stepping stone to start on. I don't even see it as like, oh, it's basic, that's why you should start it. No, I just think it has everything. I think it's diverse. I think AMD has everything. So AMD is a great one to watch. It's just a type of strategy, Louis Tour. It's price action based. It's inner circle trading is ICT. And I only know about it because a few of my traders have gotten into it, like J-Bake. J-Bake likes it a lot. But it does seem to be pretty effective if you can study it. I don't really get into learning other strats. I'm already on my own. I'm already on my routine, so I don't really care to learn others and expand in that way or get in the way of what I'm focused on. But it does seem effective, and it does seem like it doesn't really take away from price action. It's not like an indicator or anything, so definitely, if you want to, go check it out. Seems like a pretty chill dude. I've never talked to the guy before, but it is a legit strat, though. Great premium prices, moves like AMD, but cheaper. Wait, I thought you said AMD was your favorite. Oh. I actually, NVIDIA, I don't really have a favorite between NVIDIA or AMD. But I did used to like NVIDIA like 300 times more, and I don't even remember why. You're good, Bugs. I'm not far behind you. 5 out of 5 wins, not giving any back. Good job, Mel. Round of applause. And yeah, we're just still fighting in this area. Very, very indecisive. What's up, Alexis? You got my triple Q update? Let's see. Since we talked about it, it looks like they did push under, but remember we talked about that on SPY too. They're not giving us easier retests, but they did retake it, hold above it, so pretty good sign there. And from that area you were personally talking about, Alexis, it does seem like they got a good retest and a push to hit that high of day. Retest of that push, and now they're getting a new high of day. So good job. You were one of the first people to point that out. And look, XOK came all the way up, hit 153.20 basically, came all the way back down to yesterday high, yesterday close area, pretty much to the cent, and now we've gotten a bounce from there, and they're back at high of day again. So tech, kind of back to the same seat again. What has changed since then, though, in the other sectors? Healthcare has gotten weaker, financials have gotten weaker, comms have gotten stronger, and discretionary has gotten stronger. So 3 really good main sectors have gotten stronger, and 2 of them have gotten weaker. So SPY should just be slightly pushing green. Tesla still going up. Great call out, Charlie. I could tell that they were going up just by this chart alone because I saw Amazon's up 2.4%. I mean, that's really good. But that's not enough to carry discretionary up by themselves from this low down here with their whole sector down. So that's very impressive to see not just Amazon, but also Tesla kicking ass so that XLY chart can move up higher. Yep, Amazon as well. Yep, you guys are ahead of me. You guys are on it. Good stuff. Good job, Jazz, Charlie. Good job, Mel. Good job, Zaytoven. These little price action updates you guys are doing, you might think like, oh, I'm here to help out Bueller, or I'm here to help out the community. Like, you might think like you're only doing like a little bit, but you're doing so much more than you could ever imagine. You know, Zaytoven, Mel, Jazz, Charlie, when you guys are coming in here and you're saying Tesla's going up, Meta's coming up, Amazon, this, that, you're saying Amazon's breaking previous day high, it's reaching this level here, it's doing this, it's doing that. This is giving you an amazing, how should I put it? Kind of like first step into how you should be viewing price action. You know, you shouldn't be looking at this and going, oh guys, this is 300% bullish. I'm getting calls here, no doubt. No, you should be pointing out things to yourself to indicate those to yourself. You know, like, oh, it's breaking pre-market high. It has this level above it. It's doing it with rising volume. It closed a blah, 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 blah. You know, giving yourself these confirmation on confirmation on confirmations to stack up a thesis on why you're bullish or why you're bearish. Don't set out to be bullish or bearish. Sell yourself on why you should be bullish or bearish. When I said that, I broke above the 168.46 key level. Great job, Charlie. But don't think that, you know, whenever you're posting like an update, like when Burok's like, oh look, this is doing that, you know, he's not just doing that to help you or himself. Like it's really for growth as well, to keep himself disciplined, to keep himself part of the routine, to keep himself attached to his goals, to his routine, to keep himself going, to moving forward, progressing. Preach, brother, there is market the next day. It is not the market you want to be in. Keep educating, nothing wrong, and sit back and watch. 100%. See, and there's nothing. You guys see Burok. You know, everybody in here loves a trade. Burok's one of those people. You know, even he can say, "What's the point?" You know. There's a great. Don't get us wrong either. I'm not saying there was zero opportunity today. You should not take any kind of trade. No, there was plenty of opportunity today. But on days like that, though, you know, should you really beat yourself up for not taking a trade? No. Dondu said, Burok has been super helpful in the chat, or in the Discord with the charts. Dude, he has been. I love Burok's updates. That's why I always give him, Rambo, Mel, people like that, props in chat, because they're very active. They keep themselves engaged with everybody, and it's not really to, like, be heard. It's more or less to kind of keep themselves engaged with their own routine, and I love that about them. That's a very good... They're very good role models to follow behind in that aspect.
Mel, I thought you just said you were done. Stop saying done and then trading more. Don't say done if you're going to take another trade. I love you, but quit doing that. Oh. I keep hearing my name with Budok and Mel. Oh, I'm in a different Rambo. Not you, man. It's somebody else. Always though, I really have been. I'm not trying to give myself credit here, but I always do that though. I love giving credit to other people, in chat. Like I love highlighting people's hard work. If you're someone who's active in my chat, you're literally gonna have me on your side forever and always. You know, if I know you're someone who's active, and you ask me something that I feel like, even if it is a dumb question, I'm gonna give you the most patience in the world because I know you're someone who really is trying hard. You're not doing this out of like, oh, I'm lazy and now I'm just asking you. No, I can tell you've been working your ass off and maybe you're just not getting it. That's awesome. I'd love to help those people, you know? It's those people that you never see talk ever. They're lazy and they just randomly appear and they're complaining and like, hey, how come I can't do this or that? It's like, dude, who are you? Like, where are you coming from? You know? So that's another thing too. Engage. It's not just to make it look like you give a shit. You should actually give a shit. You know, if you really do want to succeed in trading, why not take it serious? Ooh-wee. That's weird you sent that, Bugs. I was literally just rewatching season 4 or 5. I can't remember. Compounding is, dude, he really is. Again, Mel's a badass. It's just, you know. I feel like the market is going to move really extreme. I just don't think direction decided just staying away. Market is really stressed. 100%. Nobody has a single clue what direction it's going in. And if anybody does tell you they know what direction it's going in, they're lying to you. It's a simple guess on their end. Nobody has a single clue what direction we're going in. You can have opinions. Like personally, I think we're moving back down. If you go back out to the yearly, year daily here. We're against supply, so higher probability for a seller move. And 2, nothing's really changed. Inflation hasn't changed. Fed has not changed. The banking situation has not changed. If anything, it's gotten worse. So economically, nothing has changed. So there isn't really a reason from my point of view that we should move higher. Now, unless something comes out or changes, then we can potentially talk about breaking 417.30s, pushing past 420. But until then, I don't see any reason to do that. So that's why I personally think we're coming back down. But I think people have also a misunderstanding in what people mean by that. You know, when people say like, oh, we're coming back down, like, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like over the next week, over the next month, over the next year? You know, what do you mean by that? So that's another thing I think people completely misinterpret is like, do you mean move down in the aspect of like 1 week? Or do you mean like over time you think we're going to slowly move back lower? You know, and then that's another question in itself. Where to? Like, what are you talking about? You talking about down here to 380? You talking about down here to demand? I personally believe if we end up breaking the support here, we'll most likely end up just testing bottom or this 396. I don't think we'll see that. I think we'll just see this shoulder tested. But I also like what Gil just said in chat. Sideways, moving to the right. Who's to say that we don't consolidate longer? We've already been here for, you know, this long, just in this range here, you know, from end of March all the way to now, or in the middle of May, you know, so been about a month and a half inside of this range. Where can we go from here, you know? So that's another thing. Do we have to break out just yet, you know, and how much time can go by before a decision is made? So I think that's another thing to take into account is like, it's not just like, do the levels need to break it and where are they going after they break whatever level in what direction? It's also what's happened on the economic side of things. Has anything changed? Not really. So should the chart change? Most likely not. So to add to Gil's point, probably moving to the right for a little while longer. I was green earlier in the day and ended up giving it back because I wanted more. It happens to the best of us creator trades. That's actually something I talked about just recently too, is like, you know, some of these, like, some of your worst days come after some of your best trades. And it's simply because of that, you know, just wanting to add that extra cherry on top. And then instead of adding the cherry on top, completely taking out half of the ice cream. You know, it's crazy. But it happens. It's a very normal situation to put yourself into. And the more you can keep yourself out of that situation, the better you should be doing. Wait, you're telling me this isn't a money printer? That should be on a shirt. We are definitely going up or down. And then Gil says, or sideways. Engulfing bearish in the 30-minute chart that I'm not sold on, as it did not break a key area. Tesla coming down to the 9 EMA on the 3-minute. So a good early pullback indication by Charlie. Thank you for that update. I had my best week ever last week, and last 2 days gave a lot of it back. There you go, creator trades. I'm a victim to it. Most people are a victim to it, man. Some of your worst losses will come after some of your best trades. And it's just because of that psychological aspect that we talked about. You know, it's literally just because of your own mentality of like, oh, I'm just getting another, you know, extra cherry. What is something you can do to adjust to that? Like, let's say, I'm not even going to say don't do it anymore. Let's take some super easy advice here. What is something we can do, creator trades, besides just, you know, not taking an extra trade? What is something else we can do? Let's say we take a big win and we do want to get that cherry on top. We want to get another cherry on top. What can we do to take another trade but not screw what we have up to that point? A lighter position. So instead of trading a normal sized position, just because it's another trade doesn't mean it has to be a normal sized position. Let's say you enter a trade and it's a lighter position. You're entering a lot less equity into that position than you're used to putting in. You know, then maybe that's something we can do too. It's not even just don't do it at all. You know, I'm not even trying to slap your wrist like that. I'm just saying maybe put that rule into place as well. If you're going to do this cherry on top type of trade, you know, after doing really well, maybe just enter with less. When you do it, you know, there are some scenarios, I'm sure now, of course, after learning all this, you'll be like, oh, I don't need to take that trade. I'm sure you'll develop that skill more too. But that's also something else I just wanted to throw out there, because I don't want you to think like, oh, bad creator trade. That's bad mistake. You know, don't ever do that again. You know, you definitely can do that. Just don't put it in a position, don't put yourself in a position where your account is going to take a hit. Who is ready for full day Friday today? Chill out. Also feeling too confident. There you go, David. Definitely don't want to be that man. Definitely want to be humbled while taking trades. Good job, Dondu. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. That actually kind of adds into my staircase method. You know, new accounts, you know, bigger accounts. Anybody can take this advice. That's why I like this advice the most. It's helped me out the most too, just with how I think about things. But everyone's always like, you know, how come you don't take more trades? How can we do this? How can we do that? You know, it's just something I've developed over time. It's just the routine I've gotten into. And you yourself will find your own routine or your own weird rules or parameters for yourself to set, you know, based on your comfortability levels or your own personal preferences. You know, these are just things you develop over time. But the staircase method is great for anybody and everybody at any part of their journey. Let's say you have a really, really good week, and then that Monday or Tuesday you have a really, really bad day, you know, and you put yourself in a situation where you're kind of talking to yourself and you're going, you know, do I really need to keep trading? Do I need to just reset? Do I need to practice more? What do I need to do? You feel like you lost yourself, you know. It sucks not having that. It sucks not having your own consolidation to keep you afloat, you know, while you're taking these hits from the market or just not understanding something or just being indecisive or being emotional. You know, any of these things can make you unstable as a trader. And together even worse, you know. So what is something we can do as a trader to kind of slowly give ourselves good confidence, not toxic confidence, like, oh, I know I'm going to be right. More like, I assume I can be correct in this situation, or I could be higher probability in this. You know, being better about things, being more mature about the decisions you're making and how you're thinking about them. What is something we can do? The staircase method. And what is the staircase method? You know, something we can do in the beginning of taking trades or jumping, regardless of whatever kind of entry you're taking, what is something we can do? You know, let's say you enter one contract, and just think about it this way mentally. You know, when you're looking at the options chain and you're looking at it, you're going, oh, there's a contract here at 2.93. Let me enter that. Put it in your head. You know, I entered at 2.93. Here's my stop loss. Here's my target. Watch the chart. Bam, it does it. Write it down. Say it in your head. Whatever you got to do to plan that out or track that, do it. But a really awesome way of growing your account, your confidence, your knowledge, all of these things at once is the staircase method. Taking one contract, making it to the first target, developing a plan around that one contract play, sticking to it, writing it down, reviewing it. Okay, bam, this worked out, this is why. Bam, this didn't work out, this is why. Okay, done. Move on to the next one. Over time, after you've done this enough, you then develop enough confidence and knowledge to make it to further targets. Now, you can start selling most of your contracts at that first target and try to leave one for that final target. And this is you leaving that last contract out there so you could slowly try to make it to these farther targets. So over time, you're developing the confidence, but also the knowledge on how to make it to those targets without being emotionally unstable or psychologically affected, or, you know, thrown off the rails because you don't know how to make it to somewhere. Because in the beginning, it's impossible to make it from point A to point B. How can we make it to point B over time, though? By slowly working on how we can get from this point to this point, and then slowly working out how we can get from this point to this point, and then slowly working out how we get from this point to this point. And then we can start connecting the dots. Okay, I can get to this with most of my position. I can sell most of it there. I have a little bit left. Bam. Okay, I have one final contract left for the rest of my position. Bam. Now I can make it to the target. It's not about making it from here to here. It's about making it from here to here, replanning, making it from here to here, replanning, making it from here to here, replanning. You know, developing this as you go. You're not going to make it to that farther point right as you start. You got to give yourself a chance. You got to give yourself a little bit of a path. Got to give yourself a little bit of a routine to follow that makes sense. That isn't so impossible to follow. It isn't so feasible to say you're going to definitely make it to 4:13.25 from the 4:10.55 breakout. You're just not going to do that. You know, so the staircase method is an amazing technique to use. And this is actually talked about in my workshop number 11 video. I talk about this where you're grabbing one contract, making it to the first target. Do that for a long ass time. Do that for months on end. Don't think like, oh, I'm just going to do this for a couple weeks until I get confident. I see too many people do that. And then guess what? Those people quit. They go try something else. I'm going to go try Forex. I'm going to go try crypto. I'm going to go try this. I'm going to stop trying on this because I didn't get success after 2 weeks of trying it. You know, it's just, that type of thing does not make sense to me. You tell me that, and I'm going to just instantly think you never in the beginning cared about trying to grow. So if you truly want to grow, stick to the staircase method. Whether that's taking 40% entries, 80% entries, retest, lead test, buy the dip entries, whatever entry you're limiting yourself to, focus on that staircase method. Get that first contract to the first target. Be done with it. Move on for the day. Do that day in, day out, week in, week out. You're not going to be taking a trade every day. You're not going to be taking as many trades as you were every single day. You know, Monday you might take 1 or 2. Tuesday you take 3 or 4. Wednesday you might not even take 1. You know, and every week, every day is going to be different. Deuce, your levels. You got to remember your levels, dude. He said, for me, I just don't know how to look for price targets. Once I'm in a trade, once I see green, I want to exit. Look at your screen, though. You got to look at your screen. I don't just throw these levels up for no reason. These areas. You know, so let's say I'm in a trade above. Hold up. I don't know why SIRI was trying to talk to me. I can't say her name or she will try to hear me again, but she was trying to talk to me. But use your levels. Again, if I see, you know, if I'm in a position and I'm passing, like in this example, I'm passing 412.86 and I'm in a contract and I see this next level up here and it goes and touches it or gets near it, that's where I need to be taking profits towards, not as it's hitting it perfectly or as it closes or try to be OCD about it. Sell as it's approaching. And I'm not like saying this like I'm getting on you. I'm just saying it passionately, but like, don't think this is just going to click instantly. You know, you got to get really good at drawing these levels. You got to get good at doing that over and over and over, getting the routine of drawing it, being disciplined enough to draw them every day, every week, every month. You know, and then you can start visualizing and doing the staircase method. So make sure you practice the levels too. because that's everything. That's really all you're doing. The levels are basically what you use as a combined effort to get towards a target, a stop. You're using them for everything. You know, these are my stop loss, these are my targets, these are my breakouts, these are my exits, my entries. They're everything. So are the zones. The zones are essentially the same thing. If I see a good seller candle against a resistance or supply at the same time, I know that I have a higher probability chance of taking a put play to the downside, you know, and vice versa. My app says 106 days and 1 hour is how long since I decided I succeed at trading. Well, you like wrote it somewhere? Tesla going back down in my opinion. We'll see. They are against a pretty good previous day supply against that is pretty much here. Interesting though. Which is similar to what Amazon did. They went up and they hit another level 2 just now. But yeah, indecisive price action, they're just still fighting around that in-between area. But tech got a good bounce. Healthcare did move lower. Financials are still just sitting there. Comms are still at the top side of the range from that move. And discretionary is still holding that high. So what are some things a lot of you guys can take away from today? Practicing the levels. Visualizing trade entries and trade plans just in general. Not even just the entry, the trade plan. That's really what I should be saying, is visualizing the trade plan. Right? Sticking to it. Watching it. Seeing it pan out. Seeing it play out. Reviewing it afterwards once it's all said and done. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over until you've gained enough knowledge, confidence, emotional stability. Again, this is a huge topic. Being emotionally stable can be really helpful and advantageous when taking trades. But with all this amount of ranging, we probably will have 1 or 2 good moves before the end of the day. But for the most part, you guys have gotten really good information out of me on what we've done up to this point. Bigger time frame side of things, we have a lot to look at. Again, we're just still in range. We're looking to see who can exit the range first. But I think I'm going to end the stream there. I do hope a lot of you guys take away some of my advice today and really do implement it into your routine or daily routine, weekly routine, whatever. Hopefully I got through to some of you. Hopefully I start seeing better results from some of you within the chat. I don't even really mean gains. I really do just mean posting your charts, being active, engaging, you know, being able to say, look, guys, this is what I'm looking over, this is what I'm planning, and then sticking to it. You know, and until that point, you're really just in progress. You know, you're really just working hard until you can get to that point. But thank you guys again for the stream. I really do think today's stream was very effective. I know there wasn't a lot of movement, but at least we got to talk about a lot of different things. And we got to talk about the sectors, talked about a bunch of different levels, all that good stuff. So, again, I'll see you guys in the chat. If you guys want more updates, feel free to join the Discord for free and just kind of talk in there and talking stuff. But yeah, see you guys later on. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.